Moin und herzlich willkommen hier wieder bei The Hobbyist in der Kategorie Gaming mit Shadows of New York. Ja, ich würde mal sagen, legen wir los. Julia Night 5. Schauen wir mal, was uns erwartet im Art Hole. Lesen wir das letzte nochmal vor. I know Arturo tends to leave the Elysium quite often to take in some fresh air and message people on his BlackBerry. So I just wait until I see him. The tactic works. He's surprised to see me. Oh, schick mit Maske. Miss Sowinski, shouldn't you be busy with your investigation? I am, actually, which is why I've come to see you. That's peculiar, because I'm absolutely sure I have nothing to do with in this case. Aren't you breaking up the wrong tree? Barking up the wrong tree. That's what I'm here to find out. I assumed you'd want to see I'm thorough. Yes, sure, I suppose it's commendable. What is it then? I have reasons to believe that in the last few months you, the High Regent Aisling Sturbridge, and her child Agathon were involved in a secretive scheme. His expression changes ever so imperceptibly, but the difference is palpable to me. Palpable, geiles Wort. For the first time ever he looks at me as a person. Up until now I was just an amusing diversion. Now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. What gave you this idea? I'm not at liberty to say. If you really want to know, ask the sheriff. Of course, Kadir doesn't know anything, but he's the only one in the court that Arturi had repeatedly failed to influence. I think twice before approaching him. I fail to see how this matter relates to the task at hand. I have every reason to think Baron Callahan was involved, and that he might have had grounds to fear for his life because of said scheme. He stands now. Do you have the upper hand? Miss Sowinski, please answer the question. Oh, ganz schön ballsy, eh? The decline matter you are speaking of has absolutely nothing to do with Baron Callahan's grim fate. It's a strictly confidential affair. It would be wise of you to stop pursuing it. It would be wise of you to fuck off. I can't be an investigator if I'm not allowed to properly investigate. This matter is unrelated to your work and should be treated as such. I'm 100% convinced Prince Panhard would agree. If you insist on pursuing it further, we can take it up to the prince and see if her stance differs from mine, but I think you aren't as naive as to waste her time in this way. And besides, she'd certainly want you to present the basis for your discovery to the court. Could she handle it? I have no response, goddammit. This is his revenge for invoking Kadir, isn't it? I thought so. Is the High Regent inside? She is, but don't worry. I'll make sure to tell her not to waste your precious time, Miss Sowinski. So that's how you're gonna play it, you bastard? Well, I guess you win this round. A strategic retreat is my only choice here. I don't have a full deck of cards yet, but you just you wait. In a few nights. Wenn wir bis dahin überhaupt überleben. Das ist nämlich die große Frage an dieser Stelle. I'll take my leave, then. Yes, do that. And if I may be so blunt... Jetzt natürlich die Maske wieder auf. Focus on the investigation. Avenues that aren't utterly imbecilic, keine Ahnung was das ist, and suicidal to pursue, miss. I bid you adieu. curse him out under my breath as he disappears inside the art hall. Guess this avenue really is cut off for me, at least for now. 3 names left on the list. Still have some leads to go by. But for now, it's getting late. I should go to St. Patrick's and file my last report. When I reach the cathedral, Father Leonard is already there. He's not exactly the most punctual person, so I always feel relieved to see him from afar. Time to move in and move out before I'm noticed by Benoit. Will this be all? I guess so. I rattled off most of it in a hurry on the way here. I'll come up with a more exhaustive report tomorrow night. Busy? Benoit ist natürlich da. Looks that way, Father. Our wayward girl has finally been recognized by her superiors. Here we go again. Of course, he had to sneak up on me. If even you heard about that, I guess that means every single kindred in the 5 boroughs knows. I know you're an expert when it comes to knowing who's saying what and where. But the last time we met, you promised to share that knowledge with me. Yeah, I was kind of lying. Ach, die ist so cool. That's the 9th commandment broken, Father. Shouldn't you scold her? Don't involve me in your silly games, Benoit. The way you fall for obvious lies stems from your biggest failing in communication. And that is? You only pay attention to the what that's being said and not the how. That's... Booyah, motherfucker, suck it! Annihilated with an absolutely flawless diagnosis. Child, don't make me regret siding with you. I'm sorry, Father, won't happen again, especially if you promise to keep verbally destroying that clown. You're in a strange mood tonight, child. Go get some sleep. Yes, we'll continue this tomorrow. I'm not showing up here tomorrow. Yes, you are. Stop breaking the 9th commandment. See you around, Julia. He says my name in a sickly, sweet way that gives me creeps. I bow to Father Leonard to do my best to ignore Benoit and head for Dakota's place. Finally, my haven. Hey. Hey. Another tough night? You don't know the half of it. You want a drink? She points to her neck. I managed to summon a faint smile. I'd love to, but you know we can't do this too often. Maybe tomorrow. Do you want to talk then? Yeah, guess so. Just not about work, okay? I sit down next to her. Not about work, got it. What's on your mind then? The past, I guess? Meaning? How spotty our memories are, and how despite that, that's what we build our convictions on. Sorry it's so banal. I'm just tired and frustrated. Well, let's talk about something more specific then. What do you remember about the time we first met? The time we first met. Yeah. Shit, not a lot actually. Those were gloomy, anxious days. I think I subconsciously replaced most of them with blank spaces. I remember you trying to paint your hair black. Ouch! Don't dig up my trauma now, okay? I remember that when we first talked, we talked about Hausu. Hausu, was ist das? Don't say Hausu. It's low-key racist, I think. Okay, Hausu sagt mir gar nichts. Nobody ever knows what you mean by house. House. Ah, that show with the ass. Ah, that's a house. Ah, that show with the asshole doctor? No, no, the Japanese haunted house horror film that feels like it was written by a 7-year-old with ADHD. Okay, verstehen. Hauseur, das ist gemeint. In the best way. In the best way, duh. We were arguing which characters from the movie both of us are. You were Kung Fu and I ended up as Prof. Which was rude. You were dressed up like a total nerd. Not my fault. What was the deal with that suit? I like that suit. Yeah, it was okay. I remember helping you out with graphic design whenever you needed it. Funny, I remember you needed help with writing as something that tended to happen far more often. Yeah, we developed a fun, shared aesthetic with similar surfaces concerns, and it bonded us together even before we made sure we were fully compatible deep down as human beings. Hell, I'm still not sure what we are, especially now, with me not being a human being anymore. But hey, at least we both agree that this bedroom feels super comfy. I remember always feeling left out of your social circles. Always knocking at the door from the outside. Ah, forget it, my social circles were full out-of-touch snobby assholes. Yeah, but it felt weird how much they avoided me. And there was that one time with Isabella. All of a sudden, one thing Isabella said at that one party flashes in my mind with startling clarity. After midnight in that kitchen, without context, she just walked up on me and... She will isolate you, she will suck you dry, and she'll move on to the next target. That's the only thing she knows. Ugh, don't remind me of Isabella. She always resented me. It's been so long, and it's all baseless conjecture now. But what if she really did isolate me on purpose back then? Ah, okay, verstehe. Nah, the glass is half full. The past is Schrödinger's cat, and all that. Better to believe in the positive version of events. Come to think of it, friend or foe, if you don't believe they're on your side, they will know it one way or the other. And then it's 100% certain they won't be on your side. Maybe optimism really is the way. Yeah, forget about Isabella. Let's just drop this talk. I'm frustrated enough. I need a rest. Falsch. I need a reset. Sounds like a good idea. After sleep? Yeah. Gotta get ready to go back to hell tomorrow. Alright. I get back to work. You're working remotely again? Yeah. My office is going insane for so many reasons, and I'm getting cabin fever too. Get some sun, it would be good for you. Look who's talking. Good night, sunshine. Good night. Errungenschaft freigeschaltet, The Vampire Diary. Achso, das war ja noch das von vorher mit Agathon, genau. Alright. Ich weiß gar nicht, sie kann ich... Ne, you need to rest. Okay. Ja. Wie lange haben wir denn schon? 14 Minuten. Wir machen noch ein bisschen weiter. A few minutes after I wake up, I see a message slipped under the apartment's front door. Kadir? Yep, looks like he's got a short window to meet me in Queens. A few hours from now. Willard's Point. A single suggestion? Get ready for action. Fine then, I will. Best way to do it would be to clear my mind, just walk without thinking, reset the framework. Some fresh air should do it. Maybe a chance meeting with someone could get me out of this mental rut. Let me look at the world from a different angle for a while and improve my mood. Although, when it comes to improving one's mood, nothing beats some crimson red pouring down my throat. Not to mention, these cigarettes taste best with a full stomach. Let's go. Alright, alright, alright. Oh, 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 wen sehe ich da? Das ist Kaiser School auf jeden Fall. Ich lese euch mal eben den Text vor, weil ihr den wegen meinem schönen Gesicht nicht sehen könnt. Hide and seek for dummies. I'm being tailed. The last thing I need right now is a weirdo stalker following my every step. Did I take this investigation too far down the rabbit hole? Das heißt, Kaiser hat auf jeden Fall davon Wind bekommen. Oh shit, die kennen wir auch. Eieieiei. That's my table. There's no place like home, and I need a little piece. Big Beat Burger, here come. But wait, who is this loon? Ja, was ist jetzt besser? Kaiser? Oder, ich habe ihren Namen leider vergessen. Die rechte Hand von unserem Herrn Arturo. Das ist, glaube ich, sehr gefährlich mit ihr. Bin ich jetzt ein Shitter? Ich wüsste gern, was Kaiser dazu sagt. Wahrscheinlich hat er noch ein paar mehr Anhaltspunkte und vielleicht können wir das ja auch noch machen. Ich nehme Hide and Seek for Dummies. I'm sure there are better ways of finding solitude than wandering aimlessly in the endless downpour. There are nights when I dive straight into the thinnest crowd and vicariously enjoy their sweat, their hypnotic moves and mindless self-indulgence. When my body starts to resonate with the relentless wall of sound, everyone disappears and I'm raptured into a perfect kind of isolation. Then there are those nights when I crash on the couch while Dakota goes on a rant about something so far removed from my area of interest, I zone out and enjoy the privacy of my own thoughts. But then there are moments like this one, nights when I just want everyone to shut the fuck up so I can think. Those nights I usually end up mindlessly strolling along the rain-swept streets before inevitably ending up at Big Beat Burger. Or at least, that used to be the norm before this whole mess. Lately, even that kind of solitude seems out of my reach, especially when I'm being tailed by a poor man's Ethan Hunt on a crash diet. He's been following me for 10 minutes, and so far he has managed to bump into every newsstand, make enemies of severe cab drivers, and even got bitch slapped by a living statue while trying to blend in. As he shortens the distance, I grab a nearby lamppost and swing myself around like Gene Kelly, using the momentum to quickly turn around and look right at him. Ah, hell no. He springs up on the nearest alley. I wonder if he thinks that somehow I did not notice. Make sure he knows you noticed. Just keep walking. Hang around in silence. Hang around in silence ist, glaube ich, ziemlich cool. Dann kommt er vielleicht wieder aus der Gasse raus. Ja. A minute of silence. He must have given up. I'm about to walk away when an obnoxious voice, not belonging to the creep, catches my ear. It's coming from the same alley. It's followed by a loud crash from sounds like the metal side of a garbage dumpster, followed by a painful moan. Maybe the stalker got himself in trouble. Check it out. I should let the creep deal with this man himself. I should, but I won't. Can't have a moment's rest in this goddamn city, can I? As I barge into the alley, I notice two hooded jocks bullying my scrawny stalker. While the big guy wrestles with a high-tech smartphone, the sleeker one keeps punching. How nice of them to share responsibilities. Oblivion scared them away. Ich würde schon mal gerne ihre Kraft ausprobieren. Witzig, dass es hier Oblivion heißt. Normalerweise war das, glaube ich... Oh Gott, das hatte so einen komischen Namen. Masquerade oder so? Nee, das war was anderes. Schattenspieler auf jeden Fall. Obtenebration oder so? Ich weiß es gerade nicht mehr. Scare them away. With the exception of a single lamp flickering over the stalker's head, the alley is dim enough for me to keep the shadows unnoticed. As I creep up on the roughneck, an eerie sensation slowly overwhelms my senses, like drowning but without the feeling of suffocation. It's calling me softly from the limitless black, and between one step and the next I realize that I'm unrecognizable, completely enveloped in darkness. Still don't understand it, whatever it is. The negative Nancy in my head warns. Maybe, but I know I can bend it to my will. The blink of an eye I emerge from the shadows, backed up by the sound of unnerving clicking and unintelligible whispers. It takes off like a turbocharged RC car, bumping into every single trash can before eventually jumping out of the alley. As the gloom settles, I turn my head looking for the short goon, but he's long gone. I pick up the peculiar smartphone on my way over the stalker. It doesn't take a genius to figure out it belongs to him. The screen is locked and glitches oddly as soon as I touch it. No surprise there. The stalker seems relieved, but at the same time unnerved by the fact I'm holding his property. Schon wieder hat jemand sein Handy geklaut. Das war, glaube ich, bei Coteries of New York auch so. Oder war das da so? Ich glaube schon. He tries to exhibit some confidence, but his trembling voice undermines the effort. Listen, I don't want to sound ungrateful or anything, but I'd like that back. It's not like you can use it anyway, right? The nervous smirk on his already punchable face kinda makes me wish that I'd left him to his own device. I'm of two minds about handing over something I could use to gain leverage over the sleazy asshole who's been stalking me for God knows how long. Tease him a little. What, this little thing right here? Yes, that little thing. Give it back. Are you sure you want it back? Looks so tasteless and dorky. Overwhelmingly dorky. Wearing a Star Trek t-shirt to an opera dorky like Elon Musk probably thinks it's chic and cool dorky. I ain't joking. Did you see that? I almost dropped it right into the storm drain. Shit, that was close. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on. My boss will disembowel me on the spot if something happens to that phone. Say the magic word. Jesus fucking yeah, okay, please can I have it back. The second he tries something, it goes back into my hands and under my heel. There you go. Catches the phone with the lifelessness of a little boy getting his first video game console. Liveliness, nicht lifelessness, liveliness. Thanks, Jules. I really appreciate that. Er kennt mich natürlich. He knows my name and makes a point of bragging about it. Not particularly subtle. Why the fuck are you following me? Are you with the Camarilla? Did somebody tell you to watch my steps? He looks confused when I mention the sect's name. I realize after the fact it was probably a really stupid thing to say to a random creep. Not sure what a caramella is, sounds tasty. But my boss, he's an important guy. You want to be on his good side, let me tell ya. That said, he doesn't tell me anything I don't need to know, and all I know is he wanted me to keep an eye on you tonight. Something, you're being watched. Something, powerful friends. Is the best you've got? You're not getting anything else from me. If you want to finish what those alley rats started, go ahead. But you'll be wasting your time, Jules. The loser seems to brace for a hit, contorting his face into a confusion grimace, which was probably meant to express bravado. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. Fair enough. But call me Jules again, and this time when you lose your phone, you need a proctologist to help you find it. Der war nicht schlecht. Kinky, ain't ya? I'll see you later. You won't, if you know what's good for you. He doesn't respond, As he limps away, I realize that the rain is slowly letting up, and that once more I'm left with more questions than answers. C'est le refrain de ma vie. Ich kann kein Französisch, sorry, wenn ich es falsch ausgesprochen habe. I decide to get on with my night and focus on the relief that comes with realizing I'm not the voyeuristic object of some creep's interest. Been there, done that. Wouldn't recommend. Time to get a move on. It's time to get back to work. I step inside the subway and head for my meeting with Kadir. Oh, for fuck's sake, I thought you were kidding. Nope, I couldn't reach her, but I know for a fact Hope is there. He's pointing in the direction of a double spiral building. And what is she doing there? I understand she's the current leader of the company, acting CEO to be exact. Was ist denn mit ihrer Freundin passiert? No, you're pulling my leg. Of all the places in this city, the company that brags about creating IT solutions of the future, always surrounded by rumors of monstrous workers' abuse, all sorts of ethical violations, trading information with governments, and ending the career of certain promising journalists and professional fuck-up who attempted to investigate them seriously. You might be able to ask her both professional and personal questions. Two birds with one stone. I don't get it. Last time I checked, the company belonged to Kara Montgomery. Kara, das war's. I'm told she quietly took a sabbatical a few months ago, and it sure looks like the kind of sabbatical you don't come back from. Corporate backstabbing? Not a single corporate shark is as good at the drawing blood as patrician kindred. Pretty sure there are bigger powers involved. I remember I was shocked when I first learned that one of my nemesis back in the old life was a vampire all along. When I realized her position made her untouchable to me, I was beyond mad. Well, whatever happened, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. What about her brother Jesse? You're asking me? Last time I checked, you were the expert on this company. I just handled the basics intel for you, even though I shouldn't even really be here. Yeah, and then I hope you realize I'm grateful. You'd better be. So is Up just another corporate shark? Well, she's the child of Carter. A theatrical pause. He smiles as he sees me wince. But very much unlike him. He took her in for her particular He took her in for her particular multifaceted talents related to the internet. Knowing he's hopelessly behind the times in this regard, I hear she's been unruly though. Well, unruly is good. I can't work with unruly. So you're telling me she might not be a stuck-up startup bitch? Language. As I've told you a few times now, when it comes to the internet, I just assume I haven't the slightest idea. I'm getting there myself. I haven't been able to check my email for 5 months. I have no idea what the kids at BBB are talking about most of the time. Oh my god, I might be getting old. Don't worry, the moment you realize you don't give a damn about most facts, you would have cared about years ago as a liberating one. Been there, done that, at the beginning of the 20th century. Old. Anyway, you'll probably hear Hope's story straight from the horse's mouth. I don't have much time, so I'll get straight to the point. You shouldn't be looking at anything in the main building. It's just a front. Ignore it. What you want to do is use the elevators to get to the lowest floor of the building. Psh, I heard stories about the double spiral basement, but I had no idea what to make of them. Every source told me a different rumor. Did any of them tell you a rumor about an army of underground ghouls? No, but I'm all ears. Double spiral employees. An army of ghouls as a cheap workforce. They work and live underground, away from prying eyes, with lesser rights than regular kind employees. Perfect for business. Wow. I'm actually speechless for a second. I had profoundly lower expectations at that company, but every time I learn something new about what's going on behind the scenes, I'm still surprised at the level of scumbaggery at play. I leave the moral judgments to you, expert. In any case, you need to reach number 507, where the CEO supposedly resides. And then, get Hope to answer your questions. His old-timey flip phone vibrates. Speaking of, if you've got anything left for me, it's now or never. I'm needed at the atoll now. What's the security? What's the best approach? Can I just ask her normally? Can I just ask her about Callahan normally? Would I be wasting my time here if you could? Officially, she's not even there. Won't even answer my calls. You need to force her hand. Will she be even willing to talk? I trust you to be persuasive. The phone vibrates again. Well, that's for me. Arturo is pestering me to show up and the Elysium 5 minutes ago. Tell him I kindly suggest he should go fuck himself. Not in 1,000 years. Well, good luck with your mission, soldier. With a mock salute, he disappears inside his car and drives away. Und das soll es auch für uns heute erstmal gewesen sein mit Shadows of New York. Beim nächsten Mal sehen wir dann wahrscheinlich, ja, wie es mit Hope weitergeht. Oder was wir aus Hope herausbekommen. Und ich bin schon gespannt, ob sie neue Bilder für sie gemacht haben, wie zum Beispiel auch für Agathon. Das war schon ziemlich cool. Das heißt, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal und ich hoffe, ihr schaltet wieder ein, wenn es wieder heißt Shadows of New York. Bis dahin, ciao.